Freedom Seekers, what's up? It's Monday morning, and that means it's time for another episode of Coffee and Cash. Y'all, we are still here at Affiliate Summit West, right? It's a great opportunity to meet with some very big players. And so we wanted to bring that straight to you. And so I have a special guest today, and I'm going to butcher the last name, but I'm going to try, right? Kamila Luksza-Szpyt.
Perfect.
Okay, right. And she's with Volume, which is, I'm assuming many of you are using it as a tracker. It's a great product, right? And we want to make sure you know about the platform, some of the stuff they're doing. They're going to talk a lot about stuff that is relevant to you, the media buyer. But before we get to that, we're going to jump in. We're going to talk about 4 offers that are fairly new to the Digistore24 platform. You might not have seen them yet, and you probably want to take a look because I think they can make you some money. Our first offer that we have is IGenix. So IGenix is a sort of an eyesight improvement supplement, helps people. It's a TSL. It's a great offer. It's been around for a while, but it's newer to Digistore24. And I think you need to check it out, right? So jump in if you have anything in that sort of like eyesight older space, as far as like an email list, it's a good one. Next up, Sonus Fit. And so Sonus Fit is the same demographic. It's for people, the last one was for people who are losing eyesight. Sonus Fit is for people that are losing their hearing. And so it's a supplement to help with that. And I can only imagine how frustrating that would be to be losing your hearing, not be able to participate in communication with other people. You're at a family party and it's hard to hear. And so it's a very emotional place. So it's a great offer to push. Next up, this one is Healthy Heart Solution. This is a Barton Publishing product, and we love everything that they do. It's a great VSL. And it's super, super great. One of the things is it's newer to the platform, right? So it's new not just to Digistore, but it's new to everywhere. And so this is an offer that hasn't been pushed. It's a great one to take a peek at if you're looking for something new. Last one that we're going to talk about is the Joint Restore Gummy. Now, a lot of people don't know this, right? I wear a Digistore24 t-shirt, but we also have a platform called SpendCart, right? SpendCart is our CBD sister company. So it's the same platform, right? You have to create a separate SpendCart account, but then you get access to a lot of CBD products. And this offer in particular, Joint Restore Gummy, is for people that are experiencing like a lot of pain because of joint issues. And it's great for like a lot of ex-athletes and things like that. And so if you have anybody who is in the CBD space on your list or in your target demo, or somebody who's just dealing with a lot of like pain, this would be a great one to take a peek at. Those are our cool offers. And now let's go ahead and let's talk about Volume, right? So maybe Kamila, let's first talk about you. I think let's talk about you and then let's talk about Volume. So can you tell me first off, where is this last name from? Because I won't stop saying it.
Well, it's actually like it has 2 parts, right? Okay. So the first one is my family name, and it's actually from Lithuania. It's not Polish.
Lithuania. Okay.
Yeah. And the second part is from my husband.
Okay.
And, I actually got married last year.
Did you? Congratulations.
Thank you. But I was wondering, like, should I be taking his name as well? Because as you know, this is ridiculous name for people who are not Polish.
Yes.
But so that's
It's memorable. It's a memorable name.
Yeah, I mean, if you can pronounce it, then
yeah. It's cool. I struggled a little bit at first. I had to practice it about 10 times to get it out, but we did, I think. And so tell me, is Volume the first company you've worked for in this industry, or have you been in the industry now for a while?
It is. And it's actually a pretty funny story, I guess. We're from Krakow, right? Like Volume is based in Krakow.
Yeah.
And close to the city center, there is the river and this really, really old hotel. It's huge. You can see it from the city center. And it used to be quite amazing, like 20, 30 years ago. Right now, it's just,
it's gone down? Okay.
Yeah, it's not in use, but...
Don't go there on vacation.
Yeah, definitely not. But what you can do is you can use the space to have your ad there. And it's a huge hotel, like you can really see it from different parts of the city. And those almost 6 years ago, there was an ad created by our founder, Rob. And at the time, he was very handsome, young, very successful. And there was his picture there and the quote, "Don't be a corporate slave, join Codewise." Okay. And at the time, I worked for some time for Deloitte, a big corporate consulting company, and for Lufthansa. And I knew that corporations are not that fun. So when I saw this ad, I thought that I need to join the company. But at the same time, I wanted to go to this program to Spain for like 6 months. So I just, dropped my CV there. I didn't really go through the position description. And In fact, that was a zero-part position.
Okay.
Of course, they didn't, accept me because I didn't put any effort into it.
Yeah.
But then when I spent those 6 months in Spain, I started to learn about content marketing. I knew that this is the way that I want to, focus on. I wrote to one of the marketing managers. I asked them, are you going to hire any content writers? Because I really want to work for you. And I was lucky because they just said that there's going to be an offer on the next day or so. So I applied for a content writer position and I stayed for those almost 6 years. A lot has changed during this time, obviously, both in terms of my position, the company, the structure, obviously the business as well. Okay. But it's been a great ride. I love it.
So tell the audience if they're not familiar with Voluum. If you're not familiar with it, shame on you. You should know about Voluum. But tell us a little bit about Voluum and what you guys do, how you help affiliates, how you help marketers, etc.
Okay, so Voluum is the tracking platform, right? If you're a media buyer, an affiliate, maybe also an offer owner, a brand, you probably work with a lot of traffic sources, right? So you're trying, native ads with Taboola and Outbrain, or you're doing Facebook ads and Google ads. I guess everyone tries them at some point.
Yes.
Maybe you go with different traffic.
Everybody wants to try TikTok. Everybody wants to try TikTok.
It's there. So yes. You should try it. And then if you do that, if you work with different traffic sources, there isn't really a way to compare the performance between all of those if you're not using a tracker. I mean, you can go to spreadsheets and spend tons of time trying to manually update your data, your reports from all those platforms, and then try to decide which is working the best for you. But there's an easier solution. And then this is having an ad tracker, right? So this is what we do. We help people to optimize their performance, to understand how their campaigns are performing and what they can do to make them better and earn more on them.
Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about my background, right? So I got into online marketing through owning a gym. So I was one of the disciples of Alex Hormozy and the gym launch crew, and that's how I got into it. And when we were doing stuff on Facebook about 6 years ago, we were tracking everything. Well, I did 2 rounds of it, right? The first round, I didn't even track. I just started buying ads and leads cost me $1. And then people would come in and I closed a $500 sale. So I was just printing money. That went horribly wrong. Okay. Facebook slapped us down and overnight leads started costing $20. And all the money that I had earned got blown up because I wasn't tracking anything. Mm-hmm. So then we started tracking in spreadsheets. Mm-hmm. And one of the things,
how was that?
It wasn't great, right? And so one of the things is that I definitely learned is that when you're buying media, it's actually not that hard if you can look at numbers and analyze numbers. And for a lot of people, they don't have the attention to detail or they don't have the patience.
Yeah.
But if you have good data and you're just looking at it, it helps it so you can make the right decision. And if you can make the right decision, you're going to be successful. And I wish back when I was buying media, that had been something that I had known more about, was that the idea that there was these platforms out there that facilitate you making the right decision. Because I was really good at creatives, right? Mm-hmm. I was really good at creatives, but I was horrible at actually tracking what was happening, what was being successful, what I should turn off. And so I basically just kept throwing good money after bad when I should have shut the campaign down and gone to something new.
Yeah, but actually still it was how many years ago?
That would have been about 3. I think I stopped. I got way better. I think I started buying media about 5 years ago and then I got out probably about 3 years ago. I stopped doing it and then I just sort of outsourced it to an agency.
But you're people still do it. We all know that data is the king and that we should always collect it and just use it in our businesses. But still, a lot of people, they're not doing that. And they paid a great price. So it's much easier to go with a tool like ours.
Don't be stingy. I think that's always the thing is when you don't have a ton of money, you're not being super successful. Your first thought is, I have to save money. So I'm going to be stingy on something. And you decide, I'm going to be stingy on tracking data. That's where I'm going to save my money. But in the long run, you will not scale. So it is better to make this investment in a tracker and scale. What are some of so these are, that's just a general service. Are there any things that you do special to help big affiliates, guys who are really pushing volume? Are there things that you give them extra tools that maybe they have access to?
So Volume is subscription based, right? Okay. So you can choose a plan. We have plans for smaller affiliate, for individual users, but we also have plans for businesses. And in those plans, you get access to features that are not, available for smaller guys. Also, because in many cases, the smaller guys don't really need them. So one of the examples are tools that are created for people who work in teams. You can have a separate worksheet, so you don't have to share your access with people from a different team or with your partner. You have shared reports that you can also safely send to other people. And most of all, I guess, is our Automizer tool. So this is a tool that allows you to integrate your traffic sources via API, and it allows you to do a shitload of actions when you're basically not, sitting at your computer, because you can stop your campaigns. Something happens during the night, you're sleeping, and then there's a campaign where you put a lot of money in. You can set up the outro, and it's going to stop, the placement, the campaign. We also have others there. You can change bits. You can do a lot of things without logging into your traffic sources.
Okay, yeah, that's super valuable. That's one of the things that I decided, like, once I stopped buying media and I started outsourcing what I was doing to an agency, the biggest thing for me was I, at the time, had to be so on top of everything. And that was like my big thing was like, I had to be checking every single day. I'd be checking every couple of hours and make sure, is this campaign still good? Do I need to turn this one off? And I just didn't have the time. I was focusing on so many other things. And this sort of a tool like that would have allowed me to focus on what I was good at, which was the creatives, and then have these tools so I could check every day rather than having to check multiple times. And I mean, it's super valuable. So when somebody comes on to Voluum, how's the onboarding process? How's the integration process? Say I'm just a Joe Schmo, I'm watching this episode. I go to volume.com, I'm assuming. And then what's the next step?
Well, once again, it depends if you're an individual customer or you're a business. Because if you're a business, then obviously your campaigns, your funnels will be much, much more advanced and complicated. So in this case, we would encourage you to get one of the higher plans. You get account manager who is going to do the setup with you. We also have technical account managers who help with some very specific cases. In the last year, we managed to get more customers who are not only focusing on affiliate marketing. And what they do sometimes, it's so crazy. You would never think what we have seen, the funnels, what they were able to build. And for such situations, you often need, some special tricks. Yeah. We also have technical account managers. We have a lot of educational resources, technical docs, tutorials, videos inside the panel, inside the docs. So basically, all the knowledge that you need is right there. And there's also the customer success team that is always going to help you out if you just drop them a message on the email or inside the panel in the chat.
Okay. What are some, what's cool about working for a platform is you get to see what a lot of people are doing. Yeah. Sort of what you just talked about there, you can see some of these funnels that people are building. What would you say is the biggest mistake that you see that's a low-hanging, I can't believe people are still making this mistake and they should probably change?
I mean, we don't really look at especially me, I work in marketing, and we're extremely, sensitive when it comes to our customer data. I mean, we have account managers who are working with the customers, so they know what kind of campaigns they run. But besides that, we're,
This is super important. This is super important because I do know, sometimes you get one good affiliate who's running this offer and he's doing really well. And you could maybe try to take a peek and be like, okay, let's see what they're doing and then share it with somebody else. So the fact that you're super ethical that way, where you're in the third party, we don't get involved with anything. That's
No, never. This is actually something that people were accusing us of, you have the media buying teams. We had never had a media buying team, seriously, because we know that, the know-how that you have, if you're an affiliate marketer, this is something that you worked for years. This is the most precious thing you have. And I cannot imagine a situation when you come to a platform that is supposed to help you with your work and then they steal that from you. So
it's very much when you come to media buyers, it's an art, right? It's very much, there's a lot of creative juices that go into it. And so it is, you spend a lot of time doing something and you get really good at it, you set it up, and then somebody feels like they can just come in and copy your art. And that's definitely incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
That happens. What do you guys see yourselves doing? So you have everything that you're doing and you're offering people right now. Are there any things in the back end that you guys are developing for this? They're going to launch in a year, that maybe these things that are changes that are going to upgrade and help people out even more?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely one thing. So you probably know that Google decided to drop the third-party cookies, right? This is going to happen. At first, they said that it's going to happen this year. Right now, they're talking about 2024. So what is going to happen is that you won't be able to track using third-party cookies at all. And right now, still a lot of businesses, affiliate marketers, media buyers, they are basing their tracking on third-party cookies. This is super important to prepare yourself for this change and to change your tracking to first-party cookies, or maybe just go with the postback if you're using a tracker. But we are also adjusting our software to make sure that our customers will be able to track their campaigns when this change is going to happen. And it's going to happen soon.
Facebook, we were talking about this on the way up in the elevator, that it feels a lot of times like Facebook is actively fighting against people that pay them, right? People that are feeding the beast, right? And we're giving them money, but at the same time, they're trying to do stuff to just like make our lives so much harder. It's important that you don't get caught with the pants down, right? It's this idea is waiting until that change happens and then trying to be reactive. It's going to kill campaigns. It's going to kill your business. Everything gets way harder. Now is the time to preemptively start preparing, getting the hang of things, understanding how you're doing stuff. So when that change does happen, you're ready for it.
You're ready. Yeah. And you asked me like, what do I think that, companies do wrong? And I would say it's being lazy. Like even here when I talk to people, like in many cases, I'm just like asking them, oh, have you tried this traffic source or maybe different ad format, or have you tried this tool? And then they say, no, like we do things differently. And I'm always surprised because right now the changes that are happening, they're happening so fast. Like look at Chat GPT. They managed to get 1 million users in 5 days. Yeah. 5 days, it's nothing. And, especially in marketing, when Chat GPT or whatever can come and change the way people work.
The entire business model.
Yeah, like you have to, like you always should be trying to, move forward, trying new things, testing new things, because just being good in one thing, I don't think it's enough right now.
No, absolutely. Well, if somebody wanted to go ahead and get onboarded, there's the go to volume.com and check that out. It's Volume with 2 U's. Right?
Yes.
And we'll drop a link in our description below. We'll drop a link in there so you have access to that and you just click on that. If they're wanting to onboard, are there any other directions you would give them? Like any other things like they should do?
Basically, like I guess the first thing would be choosing the right plan. You can go through the pricing. I know that this can be a bit, hard at the beginning because there's a lot of features, but it's really important that you choose the right plan. We have an amazing sales team. On the page, there's the chat if you don't know which plan to choose. I think this is important because right from the beginning, you have access to the right features and the right support. And then if you get a plan, it takes like, I don't know, a few seconds because you can log in with Gmail, with other options that are there. I don't remember, but it's pretty easy. And then what you need to do is just add your traffic sources, add your affiliate networks if you have any, and then that's it.
Awesome. Great. Well, guys, make sure you check out the offers that we talked about before, right? Links are below in the description. Also, definitely go check out volume.com. They're a great tracker. If you've got any questions, right, you can always reach out to people that are on our team, your account manager, or you can reach out to us at affiliates@digistore24.com. We're going to try to help you out. Make sure you like, subscribe every single Monday morning. We're here to give you more info, more insight. And as always, remember, open minds, open hearts equals open wallets.